All right, so let's get on with this. So we have to present evidence to continue the trial.
Apollo, they've got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick.
I know. Think, what can get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that can prove Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that...
Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now.
This is it. And so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof. I want to call a witness.
Yeah!
Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure?
Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. It's a big... And on my million-seller hit song,
Atroquinine.
Atroquinine, my love. There he goes again.
Yep. Stream Atroquinine, my love, I guess.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, stream Atroquinine, my love.
Yeah. That's too bad, because there was a witness.
Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not?
Because I am the only one in the world who knows this. Hopefully you guys don't need any other proof. What's going on? I just talked to him and now... He's alive. Mr. Latouche, can you hear me?
Cold. So cold. Witness.
Cold. Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Help is on the way.
Can't see.
Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me who was the witness.
The witness is SIREN.
Ooh.
What? The victim said this before he died?
Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not.
What do you mean by that? You mean my word isn't good enough?
You calling me a liar?
Yeah, you called me a liar. All right.
All we know is what Hair Forehead says he said.
Sign an affidavit.
It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself.
Yeah, I shouldn't be working this case. We've been over this.
No one should be working this case except perhaps the judge.
Yeah. But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely.
It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. This is extremely fun.
Rude. That's enough, boys. The girls are fighting.
I love the girls fighting. That was fun.
Mr. Justice, we need clear, contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution, I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty.
The little barb will explode a little bit. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than is usually called for.
There's no backing out now.
Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice.
Yeah, it's Phoenix.
Yeah, we're actually gonna call Phoenix, right? He's just gonna be a smug asshole who knows nothing, so...
No different than usual.
Take that! Lamiroir.
Recall Mr. Latouche's last words. Yes, we just did this one. Okay, the witness is SIREN, remember? We just did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
SIREN.
Aha! He meant the siren!
Yes, he meant what he said.
Right. Yeah, he meant the siren of the ballad Lamiroir. Lamiroir was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness.
I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin.
My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime.
Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth, then, shall we?
What?
Yes. We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lamiroir to the witness stand. Lamiroir would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is.
Well, there she is.
It is my distinct honor to welcome the siren of the ballad to our courtroom.
You are too kind.
You can speak English?
Yes. Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There is much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it.
What does she mean she doesn't know?
I, too, thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course.
Of course you did, fucker.
Oh my god, what is going on?
What's that?
Lamiroir suffers from amnesia.
Amnesia?
Lamiroir is not my true name, yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage.
Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. Or she's lying.
Yeah, either one.
As lauded as... Oh, I missed that.
Sorry.
No. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress.
I see. I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. He didn't want to be accused of digging up everything about his like girlfriends and shit like the last girl.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamiroir.
Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness. What might I say? No one would tell me anything of what happened.
Lamiroir, let me be frank.
Okay, Frank.
Thank you, Ma. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand.
Oh, my.
Oh, congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy.
Great. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime.
What I saw.
As for what I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and was told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying.
I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying.
There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray the defense has a sense to admit defeat. And refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Wow, you just got badder, Apollo. Way to go!
Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. That's my nickname in college.
Oh, no.
Lamiroir wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime.
She must know something, and I've got to find out what.
Okay. Let's see what I saw. Okay. I saw nothing that night. Yes, I did.
Mhm.
Sure, of course you did.
We all saw that great cutscene.
Yeah, I did not return backstage after the second set.
Yeah,
There it
let's,
is.
we found a brooch that she was wearing.
Yup. Objection! I'm sorry, Lamiroir, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not?
Why, that's Lamiroir. She was wearing it for her song.
Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin?
What?
This brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime.
What?
Lamiroir, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. What is the meaning of this? Lamiroir, please explain. Lamiroir? Utläktas akrobibunden antivarius.
She says English is quite difficult.
That trick's not gonna work here. Aukutur augue marus auge nequa.
Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer truly. But you have missed one important fact.
What now? Faxili cross fermentum odio et fiquot.
In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment.
What? Vivera vitae congue et consequata fides.
Think back to the moment of the crime. You know of where I speak.
Is she really saying all that?
What's she talking about, Apollo?
Yeah, right when the incident occurred. Is she talking about that? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Tues, can you hear me? Yikes! Emma, who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No. Could have sworn I heard a door close. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you.
So this was when your brooch dropped? That explains that.
It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch?
Hair forehead.
Yeah?
She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence.
So she looked in at the crime scene. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice.
Hair forehead shouting, "Who's there?" no doubt. A horrible voice indeed.
Hey! Stop bullying me. I closed the door immediately. Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lamiroir, you did look into the room though, right? Yes. Testify as to what you saw. Very well, though it was only the briefest of glimpses. Okay.
All right. Oh.
When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Letus's body was behind a wall.
Press.
Okay.
It's not behind a wall, right?
Yeah, I think we might want to take a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
She's not lying and saw nothing. Ah, there she is. She's swallowing. The late Mr. Latuse's body, you say?
Yes?
You know something more about the Mr. Latuse's death than you are saying.
What?
I can see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes.
It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Lettuce have to be shot? One moment.
Oh, one moment, Lamiroir. Sorry, I was doing my Lamiroir impression.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Yes?
What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Lettuce have to be shot?
Yes?
She was hiding something. I knew it! Lamiroir, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony.
How could that be?
Take this! Lamiroir contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it.
Room diagram, please.
Let's see. Let's check the diagram. So, he was behind a wall.
Is he behind a wall?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a little behind a wall.
I think it's the gag order because she knew that he'd been shot. And
we
didn't
hadn't said
tell.
anything about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, Lamiroir, how did you know he had been shot?
Well,
Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Lettuce had been shot. How could you have known?
Busted.
Oh.
Mythbusters busted.
Miss Busted. Lamiroir, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope.
Everyone hides things from this court. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet.
Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony.
Of course. Literally everyone else does. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh?
She saw something. I know it. Even the victim said so.
Okay.
All right.
I saw bullet holes in the wall. I knew Mr. Lettuce had been shot. Okay. All right. Well, that was unable to be seen from when you enter, so.
Yeah, because the door opens to block the wall. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It sure does. Okay. Yep.
You're a bad liar. You're like a terrible liar.
That's how lies work, though. Once you catch, like, the most challenging part, that you have to come up with more lies to cover your lies. So that's how it is.
Lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. A put-down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo.
What? I just was made out to be the bad guy, and now I'm just like...
Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah?
Come on, can I be cool for once?
No. Not when your hair moves in response to your emotions.
Observe the diagram. Lamiroir, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct?
Yes, that is so.
There were bullet holes in that room, yes. But they were in the wall. They were in the wall the door is on. You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes.
Yeah!
The classic stealth detection eyeline.
Right?
Cone.
Lamiroir,
Yes.
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And
I must tell you what it is that I saw.
Yeah, that's how a court works.
Yes, the happenings in this trial are being recorded. And I'm certain it will be on the news in Virginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing.
But she knew how Mr. Latouche died. And he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lamiroir. Very well. Lamiroir, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall. Okay, what I saw too.
Two.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was.
So you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say?
This is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Hair Forehead.
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your cross-examination.
Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lamiroir. What's wrong? You don't look too happy.
Everyone's been insulting me all day. This
Their
whole thing
pastime.
smells fishy. That's what's wrong.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy, Apollo.
Okay. A window, and there was a window. 2 shots, but it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. Please tell me more.
About this grown person. What are they wearing?
Yeah, a grown person. That's a little vague.
I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly you couldn't see whether the shooter was male or female.
It was a man, a young man.
And you're sure of that?
Yes, his voice was quite clear.
Voice? Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man.
So you heard a voice. But wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latouche?
Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you were at the window and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. This proves it wasn't Machi.
Yeah, but that's not all we have to do in this court for some reason.
We also have to find the real killer.
Indeed, if this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony? I remember that.
What?
So if you say it's contradictory, I'm pretty sure nothing bad happens on either of these, but I think if you pick it's pretty good, Clavier makes fun of you. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah, always that one.
Well, I'd have to say it's pretty good. Vital, even. This shows that the shooter wasn't Machi.
Surely you can't be serious, Hair Forehead.
I am serious, and don't call me her forehead.
He's literally never going to listen. I'm going to call you Hair Forehead for the rest of your life.
Why not?
Lamiroir, I understand why you would want to protect Machi. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature.
what does the prosecution mean?
Apollo, what's he talking about?
How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that?
I recall the state of the crime scene quite well.
State of the room.
Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it.
Oh, what? But I'm sure.
Lamiroir, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. But my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser.
But she's the only eyewitness we have.
So you say. And the victim named her SIREN as the witness?
That's right. That's what Mr. Latouche.
We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Herr Judge.
Yes?
The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please.
That's so cute.
Please.
You did say please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request because he said please. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But if Lamiroir can't testify,
Then we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
this cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case.
Danke. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I would like to hear from Fräulein Detective again.
Wait, let me hear Lamiroir's testimony one last time. But the cross-examination is already over until such a time as a need arises. This witness may leave the stand.
I'm sorry, I could not be of more assistance. Well, that sucks.
Well, that got nowhere fast.
Yeah.
At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Herr Forehead?
No.
I hope I didn't just miss my only chance.
You super blew it. Fräulein Detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted?
Don't ask me.
I dislike saying the same thing twice.
I don't know.
I don't know, buddy. You talk a lot. And I never repeat a song for an encore. That defeats like the I don't.
Oh well.
If you would, Miss Sky.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latouche's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there was only one door in the room, and a witness, you, was standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have a difficult time.
You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved in the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant.
A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself.
She does state a clear case. Though, reading the report, something caught my eye.
Oh, what's that?
The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. The circumstances? Again?
Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember where we found Machi? That was bizarre. Yeah, this was weird, and then we just cut right from it.
Yeah, how did a child move a grown man's body?
And also, we didn't know where the controls were for that, even though they're probably in the sound booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? Why did Mr. Latouche's body disappear from the room? And end up on top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less.
A perceptive observation, Herr Judge.
Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really.
I'm sure it was.
But if you work in this job long enough, you gotta get something right eventually. You know what I mean? Broken clock.
Is right twice and all that, yep.
You get a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself. Very good, Fräulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer?
Okay.
The missing body.
I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lamiroir's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant.
Lamiroir's song?
Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed its code too, did you not?
It's code?
All the events that day follow the lyrics to our song. Oh, we're doing this again. First, the keys to my heart, held on so tightly, were stolen.
Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latouse's life was taken by a bullet.
The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky.
That's mad.
Yeah.
It's like a story out of some fairy tale.
I like how this judge gets the weirdest cases and is continually surprised by them.
Yeah, he's always surprised by them.
I admit I'd forgotten I'd forgotten about the song. But there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were.
Hey, I was the one who first noticed that.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs. But killing?
It's a wild world out there, Herr Judge.
Very well. We've heard one song and dance, let's get on to the next. The cross-examination. Next time on this show that we're doing right here.
It almost sounded like a Dragon Ball Z thing, so.
Yeah, no, of course. Next time on this, not Dragon Ball Z. I could see Apollo waiting in line for the sort of like Supreme limited release drop shit that Supreme thrives off of, the false scarcity that is required for the Supreme. I don't think that Kristoff would go in for that sort of like false, like the scarcity of that. However, I do think he has a pair of the Balenciaga Team Fortress 2 shoes, or the fucking only buy shit but not like the streetwear fashion, but only sort of like things from designers that do runway shows at Paris. So I don't think he has Supreme things. I do, however, think Clavier Gavin has Supreme.